What the hell is up, you fucking cunts? For some reason, I have decided to record episode 34. Episode 34 of Resident Bummer, of course. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Fulcrum is back, and bright as ever, if you couldn't tell. This is going to be the 35th episode ever released, mind you. Health check. Oh my gosh. Of course I forgot to put my fucking phone into Do Not Disturb mode, and it immediately vibrates right at the start. That's incredible. Moving on to the health check. I'm just going to move right past that. Like a 7.5, 8 out of 10 maybe. Clothing check. I have no shirt on. And I've got a pair of gray basketball shorts on. That's pretty nice. Blue underwear, if anybody's wondering. Motivation check is like I don't know. I'm motivated to do the podcast, but I also don't really want to do it, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. Let's go like a 7. 7 out of 10. Oh, also, good thing I remember to do this. I'm gonna click the play button. Oh, wait. I didn't turn the volume off. My plan was to turn the volume off. I'm gonna go do that really quickly. I wish I could grumble. I guess I'm just gonna have to cut this dead air out of the podcast, even though, I don't know, at the very start I said I wasn't gonna do that, but I kinda do want to, so I'll be right back. Okay, that was a bit of a screw up, but I am playing Community in the background of the recording of this episode, but I'm playing it on 2 times speed. First, I don't know why. I just want to see how many episodes pass by while I record this episode of my podcast, and I just want to see what scene I land on of whatever episode I'm within whenever I end up finishing the recording of this podcast episode. It's an audio journal, but whatever. Episode that I'm starting on Community is Season 1, Episode 21. And if you don't know the title of that episode, that is A Contemporary American Poultry. It is the episode where Abed becomes like a mafia crime boss who deals in chicken tenders, and he starts running the school purely on delineating tenders throughout the ranks of staff members and students alike. I believe the episode following that is the one where Pierce and Shirley get into their big fight, and Jeff and Britta start fighting with those high schoolers. I really hate that scene where in the end of that episode where they're just babbling absolute nonsense to one another. It's it's supposed to be like annoying, obviously. That's the point of it. But man, it's tough to watch in some parts. Let's see. I guess I'm just gonna get into the journal at this point. On Friday, September 12th, our first entry is, wait a minute, September 12th? Oh yeah, okay, that's right. I forgot to journal the first 2 days of this week, so, all 3 days are shoved into Sunday's, journal entries. That's great. Set 34, day 1, 2, and 3. On Friday, I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and slop back into bed for some more Modern Family. Thankfully, I didn't have to dog sit for my sister on Thursday. I totally would have forgotten to do that, and somebody would have had to remind me. Their roommate that lives with them takes care of the dogs until Friday. I get dressed when it's time for me to go into work. This is all happening Friday morning. I'm like, oh boy, I'm so glad I didn't have to dog sit yesterday. Whatever, moving on. I drive into work, I clock on, I say hi to whoever is working with me that day. I can't seem to remember when I'm updating my journal. I do. This is interesting. In my head, I figured like a couple weeks ago, the next time I get a notification for 50% off Tinder Gold or Tinder Platinum, I'd just bite the bullet and see who's already liked me. And just see if I could get anything going there. And it happened while I was at work on Friday. So I was like, hey, it's $9. I'll get a week of Tinder Platinum and see what happens. While I'm at work, I do text with one of my matches. I'm going to call her Haley. She is 40 minutes away from my location. I do text her and I ask her if she'd be down to hang if I drove out to her after I was off of work. She said yeah. So when I get home from work, I prepare and I get ready. So I shave and brush again in the shower. Eventually, I take off and drive over to Haley's place of work. I meet her in the parking lot, and we drive around until she realizes that she needs to change clothes and drop some stuff off at her apartment. We swing by, and I park while she is getting ready. I do go the wrong way through a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru, as well as I try to park into the parking lot there, and she's like, oh no, my apartment's across the street. And I was like, oh, sorry. So I drive across the street and park in her parking lot, or on the street in front of her apartment. And eventually she gets back into my car after getting ready in her apartment. We drive off to a barcade that she tells me she likes and she's been to before. We get there and we park outside. We both head inside and grab some quarters to work the arcade machines. Of course, we need quarters. And then we race. First arcade machines, we sit down to play are the Hydro Thunder machines. I absolutely love Hydro Thunder. It's great. Pretty sure I played that earlier this year on Xbox with Michael and Desmond, I want to say. I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast. I should have, if I didn't. But after we get done playing Hydro Thunder, we play some of the original Mario Brothers, and then we play some Mario Kart. I think it's whatever the first three-dimensional Mario Kart game was. I'm pretty sure is the one that we played. After that, we play some Dance Dance Revolution, or like a knockoff machine that is similarly programmed. I'm pretty bad, but I do beat her once on one of the songs by about 30 points. And we had like 700,000 points each, and I was like 30 points above her score. That was pretty funny. And then we decided to take off shortly after. I do drop her off back at her place, and I leave for my sister's house to go and dog sit. I get there a while later, and I let the dogs out. I set up my Xbox that I dropped off earlier in the day. I forgot to mention that after I clocked off of work. I got home, I prepared, and then I brought all of my stuff over to my sister's place, and then I went and visited Haley. Start watching some Modern Family while I'm over at my sister's place watching her dogs. Also, I think, this happened Thursday after I recorded the podcast. I was in my room, and if you remember Penny, the girl that I met on Discord, I started DMing with her like 5 or 6 months ago, I think at this point. We finally get into a voice call together. Yeah, very cool. And we chat for like 15 or 20 minutes, I think, maybe. She is a very nice person, and she sounds quite intelligent for a woman. LOL, just kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke. Don't worry about that one. Eventually, though, I get tired and head to bed in my sister's basement on her couch. On Saturday, I wake up, I feed the dogs, and then I shower and continue watching Modern Family. I do swipe through Tinder for a long time throughout the day, and I get a few more matches. By the way, Claire stopped responding to me. I did almost convince Sal throughout the day on Saturday to stop over and see my sister's dogs. But in one of my snaps I mentioned I'm drunk, and she's like, hey, I'm not looking for a hookup. And I was like, I mean, I don't need that either, unless you want it. I'm drunk. That doesn't mean anything sexual has to happen. I don't know, I'm just drinking and watching TV. I do apologize, and I tell her that's not what I meant. I'm just trying to be honest about my state of, intoxication. Somehow she's still snapping me like every morning. Even today, she sent me a snap, so the day that I'm recording. Eventually, I feed the dogs around 10 p.m., a little bit later than I should have, but their dinner is in their bellies, so it's fine. I do eat a pizza and mozzarella sticks throughout the day. I also eat some ice cream. I get another match, and we're going to call her Gloria. This match says that she's down to have some fun on Friday. I tell her I can be there as long as she wants me, hopefully for a little bit. She says she wants to have some fun over the phone after she's done hanging out with her friends. I get too tired and snap her, and I tell her I'm going to bed. She says that's cool. Sunday, 1:30 p.m., I wake up. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I do feed the dogs and head to my parents' place. I forgot to pack my work clothes in the morning, so I get there and I lay in my bed for about 30 minutes until I have to change for work. I think I just scroll on my phone because my Xbox is over at my sister's place, so I can't really watch anything. But I get dressed for work, I drive in, I clock on, and I say hello to Bernard and Benjamin. And then I hate work for a while, and I realize that I need to update my journal very badly. Yes, this was about after 2 days of not updating my journal, so question mark for this next entry's time. I clock off of work, text and snap around with some more matches, and I head over to my sister's place. I pack up my shit and I move it all home, and then I get it set up in my room. I mistake an episode of Modern Family for season 1 because Phil gets hit with a plane in season 1. Apparently, he also gets hit with a model plane in season 11. So when I see that scene, I'm like, oh gosh, I slept through too many episodes and has restarted back onto season 1. So I accidentally start Brooklyn Nine-Nine prematurely. After this, I shoot a message to a match I made on Down, and they reply. So I shoot my shot again, and they say that they are down to meet up for the night. This is Sunday night. I get dressed and I leave the voice channel post-haste. I was sitting in the voice channel. A couple of people had joined. Chud and Charles, I believe. But I do speed across town, get to her house, and I walk inside. And then Sunday, September 14th, I literally have, I straight up had sex, man. It was crazy. It is fun. I knew it was going to be fun. All these years, I knew it. But I also knew it wasn't going to last long. Yeah. I don't have a lot of stamina, Of course, 1 or 2 times I did have to cease and be like, hey, I can't keep going or else something's gonna happen. Also, blowjobs are crazy. They feel great. This is kind of funny. When it's time, I'm like, wait a minute, are you on birth control? As I'm going, and she says yes, and then I was like, are you sure? And she says yes, but louder, and I was like, are you sure you're sure? And she was like, yes. She yelled it super loud the 3rd time. She was getting pretty excited. It was like out of a movie, honestly. Very funny, and I totally just jizz inside of her vagina. Oops, I just said it. It felt great. I can't wait to do it again. But honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I think blowjobs are better. I'm not gonna lie. I do ask if she needs a towel afterwards, and she points me to her bathroom. I toss it to her as I am getting dressed, and then I tell her that I'm getting up for work early tomorrow, so I better take off, and so we say goodbye, and I head home. I do want a blowjob the entire car ride back. It was really awesome. Feels great. If you haven't getting a blowjob, you should do it. Excuse me. Moving on though to Monday, September 15th, set 34, day 4, 10:10 a.m. I wake up early, shit, shower, brush, and hop back into bed and scroll on my phone until 8 a.m. hits. Then I drive out to a repair shop and drop off my car to get repaired. Because if you remember, I got rear-ended by some douchebag, 77-year-old guy who just doesn't understand how to drive. I shouldn't call him mean names, but it's like, how can you not understand driving? I can't go into this again. I just gotta keep going forwards. My mother picks me up from the repair place, and we go to the rental car location. The people working the desk at that location tells us we are at the wrong location to pick up the car. We do call the other rental location, and we punch in the correct address. So we arrive at the other place, and get my car and take off and head home. I have about an hour before my shift starts, so I fuck around watching some Modern Family until I eventually change for work and clock in, and I say hi to Benjamin and Bernard when I do. Richard is at a meeting, so he's not there until the end of my shift. Of course, I'm scrolling through my dating apps while I'm at work. Benjamin calls me to the front counter. I see the redhead that I've wanted to ask out. I went back through my journal to figure out what day it is that I saw her for the first time, or recognized her for the first time, I guess, and it was August 18th. If you want to go back, I think that's set 32, episode 32. I want to say, maybe. Anyways, moving on, there's also a line of customers at the front counter that Benjamin is trying to work through, so I help them, and while I'm helping through the customers, she leaves the store. She was chilling in her car for a little bit, but one customer whips out a giant stack of lottery tickets he wants me to check, so I sit there and scan them as, of course, she drives away. God damn it. Oh well. Benjamin does tell me I was supposed to ignore the line of customers. I do tell him that he was supposed to take the giant stack of tickets out of my hand so I could run out there really quickly while she was still there. But after that, nothing else exciting happens at work. I think maybe in the moment I'm going to come up with a name for this mystery redhead, but I don't know what. I don't know what I'm going to name her. Oh man. Let's see, what am I gonna name? I'm scrolling through my notepad with just a bunch of random names punched into it. Gosh, what could we go with here? There's a lot of them. None of these are piquing my interest. Yeah, not at all. Shit. Okay, I gotta come up with something. Oh, okay. You know what? I've got a name that. Okay, well, how about this? In honor of one of my favorite songs from Kate Nash's first album, I'm going to be naming this red-headed individual Mariella. Mariella. If you didn't hear it the first two times, I'll say it again. Mariella. Okay. Let's see. I clock out of work, get home, and I get a crazy idea while watching Modern Family. I message a match on Tinder who's about 65 miles away from my location. We're going to be calling her Bezra. I ask her if I can drive out and hang with her for the night, and she says, yeah. Holy shit, I didn't realize. Takes about an hour and a half to drive out to her, so I'd start changing immediately, and I leave for the night. The drive takes, an hour and some change, like I said. I get there, and she opens the door as I'm messaging her. We say hi, and we head inside, and I talk for a little bit. Or we talk for a little bit, I should say. Then we throw on some, it was NCIS or CSI, or maybe it was SVU. I don't know exactly. It was some crime drama, but after a while we do swap to the movie The Conjuring. A little bit into the movie, I ask if it's okay for me to hit my weed, and she says yeah, and accepts one hit herself. She does start coughing like crazy. She says it's been a while since she's smoked, and I could definitely tell. About halfway through the movie, she says she's getting tired, and she starts yawning. So I say that she can kick me out if she has to. It's her house. So I get the idea, and I get up and put my shoes on and take off through the door. She thanks me, and she's like, we should do this again. We should hang out some more. And I was like, thank you. I agree. We should definitely hang out some more. I take off for home, and I arrive about an hour or so later, but I did grab some McDonald's on the way. I get to my room and watch an episode of Modern Family before absolutely crashing hard into bed, and we're moving on now to Tuesday, September 16th, set 34, day 5. At 1:05 p.m., I wake up, I shit, shower, brush, and then I flip through my phone until I boot up Dungeons of Hinterberg, of course. I finish a bunch of achievements I'd been putting off in that game. Also, when I woke up and checked Tinder, Bezra had unmatched me. I think, when I got home, I was really tired and loopy. I don't, and when I started playing it back in my mind, I started putting false doubts into my head. I don't think that there's any way that I could have accidentally unmatched, because I was driving back, I was pretty high, and I was tired, and I was a bit loopy. I don't think it was me. I certainly wouldn't have ever consciously unmatched after having a decent chat with someone and agreeing that we should do this again at some point. It seemed like we were both on the same page, and then I woke up and there was no contact on my phone available to message, so it's gone. She was pretty fun to talk with and to smoke with. I wonder when eventually I will meet another Britta. I hate to take Britta for granted, because she was definitely willing to put up with me, and she didn't seem to mind when I was around. When I am around, it's not like we're never going to see each other again. I do want to continue to hang out with Britta. Yeah, but I wonder why I don't appreciate Britta as much as I should. I think it's just because I'm insane at some points. I did woke up early. I woke up early on the morning of Tuesday, September 16th. Thank you. My dad had a doctor's appointment, so I was going to cover his delivery route that he does for his job. His appointment was a lot quicker than expected, and he was able to get back in time to take back over his shift. That won't stop me, though. I swap to watching Modern Family until I get out of my chair and take off for the mall. I don't know why I said that in my journal. What won't stop me? I don't understand that. I'm an idiot. Moving on, I didn't forget about Kate Nash either. Her first album was better than her second and third albums, but none of it is bad. Let's get a few songs from her second and third album while swiping through my phone apps. Eventually I take off and I get back home. I chill around watching some Modern Family in my room after I finish up some more stuff in Dungeons. I've pretty much done everything that I want to in that game now. Not 100%, but the other stuff is annoying to do. I am sitting in the voice channel. Nobody joins. Eventually, I do go to bed after texting a little bit with Britta and some other matches from various applications. Excuse me. Moving on. This is set 34, day 6, Wednesday, September 17th. Excuse me, 5:55 p.m. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and I get back into bed for some more episodes of Modern Family. I do have to skip through a few episodes. I have fallen asleep with it on too much. It's all fucked. My watch order is completely fucked on Modern Family. I tried to fix it once. Like, there was one night I went to bed. It was a big one. I went through I think 2 or 3 seasons while I was asleep. I woke up and I was like, nope. I'm just gonna hop back a couple seasons here and watch some of that. But other than that, I didn't really try and moderate my watch order. I think I did fall asleep through a couple of other episodes here and there, but oh well, it happens. Eventually I change for work and drive in. I do say hi to Bernard and Richard, and then I get to work at 6:05 p.m. Work is just fine. Well, less than fine, but that's par for the course. I tell Richard about the redhead I've been thinking about and seeing various scenarios around the store. He says that okay, let me try that one again. He says he's going to keep his eye out for her. I am surprised that Ben or Hugo or Hurley, didn't say anything to Richard about her. He also convinces me to watch The Fifth Element after I get home from work. I have no plans for anything else, so I decide to do it. I clock off and head home. I watch the final episode of Modern Family. All in all, the show is definitely good. I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. Total score, Phil Dunphy, best character, easily. 6:25 p.m. After that, I start watching The Fifth Element while drinking. It's good. I do get pretty drunk, not like super drunk, but like pretty darn buzzed while watching it. Mom and Richard were right. They both recommended it, and it is one entity. It is one singular movie. It was worth the watch. It was perfectly cheesy, and Lilo was also pretty hot. Question mark here. After I finish the movie, I put on some Brooklyn Nine-Nine after I properly finish Modern Family. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is funny. I'm gonna say it's not like the funniest show ever, but it's certainly funny. I also brain rot on my phone for a while until I eventually go to bed Wednesday night, Wednesday night, and then I wake up, set 34, day 7. This is Thursday, September 18th, the morning of, rather. 4:30 p.m. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, flop back into bed for another episode of Brooklyn 99, or Brooklyn 99, not Brooklyn 99. Eventually I get dressed for work and drive in. I clock on and I say hi to Anna and Ben, and then I get to work. Hugo or Hurley shows up about halfway through my shift, and he fails a sting. Uh-oh, Richard's not going to be happy about that. And if you want the scoop, Richard has actually been looking for a reason to fire Hugo or Hurley for a while now. He might have it with this little sting operation that occurred. That was earlier today, actually, my shift. This all happened about 6 hours ago, I want to say. 5 hours? 7 hours ago? I don't know. Hugo or Hurley also just absolutely annoys the piss out of me today by constantly bragging to me about his Call of Duty gameplay. I don't really give a fuck about his KD or like whatever cool kill he got by dolphin diving off of whatever cliff down into whatever. He's just like so autistic when he describes his gameplay, and it's like, I don't care. Go away. Stop talking to me, please. Eventually, though, I take my break, and then about an hour later, after I get off of my break, Benjamin asks me, he's like, yo, dude, when are you gonna take your break? And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, he doesn't know I've already been on break, so I'm gonna go ahead and take another break. I tell him, I'm going on break right now, motherfucker, and I sit down for my break, a second break, excuse me, but at 6:25, I eventually clock off and drive home. I boot up Gears Reloaded, and while prepping for the recording of my next episode, I don't know why. Dang it, man, I hate it when I grammatically set myself up to fail like that. I shouldn't have said and. I went and while prepping for the recording of my next episode. There shouldn't have been an and there. There should be no and a period at the end of that sentence. Here's an and, though. And sitting in voice channel while doing it. All okay. I'm just gonna move on. I swapped to the Resident Evil 4 remake for like 2 minutes of gameplay, but the only reason I did that is because Benjamin was telling me at work today. He was like, "How far did you get?" And I was like, "I haven't touched it like at all." But I do hop off of it really quickly to watch a few more episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then I do rewatch some episodes of Community, and I decide to record with the Community running in the background. I don't know why, I just stumbled over like every single fucking word in that sentence, but I guess I'm just going to be moving on to the outro now. Don't worry, I've got Community referenced in the outro, so I'm gonna reference the scene in like a minute or two here. Obviously I'm not doing outros anymore until I feel like I need to do them, which is probably never going to happen. So I'll do the rating for the week real quick. This was like I don't know, it's like a 6.5 week. I didn't put it in my journal, but today at work, I cried like 2 times, and then when I got home, I cried another time. I don't know, man. It just sucks. I hate, well, if I have to say it, if you're gonna make me say it, I hate having, like, I don't know, nobody to talk to, or like, I mean, I do, which is the worst part. After I finish this episode, I could go downstairs right now and be like, Mom and Dad, I'm having a rough go of it. I need more friends, and I just need like more people to learn about and like connect with and stuff. And but I don't know. I don't want to do that to them. I know they want me to do that. They want to know what's going on in my head. That's all they really want, is for their little boy to be happy. Yeah. I just don't know what it is going to take to make that possible. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to go ahead and click. Oh, no way. Wait. Are you telling me that oh my gosh. Well, Communities for some reason stopped playing. I mean, come on. Let me just get a real good look at what scene we're on, what's happening in the episode. Oh, I don't even know what episode it is. Better not be the fucking chicken tender episode. I'll be right back. Oh my god. Okay, it's 2 seconds into the following episode where Pierce and Shirley get pissed off. Season 1, episode 22, if you need the specific episode referenced. It's where Pierce and Shirley get into a big fight, and they both try and oust each other out of the group, and then eventually I think they both end up leaving the group, and then they both end up rejoining the group at the end of the episode. But Britta and Jeff get into a fight with some high schoolers as well. Yeah, good episode, I would say, other than some of the stuff with like at the very end of the episode in the cafeteria, there's some real stupid shit that goes down. It's a little bit, some very small parts of it are maybe a little obnoxious to watch, but that is neither here nor there. What is here or there is this question that I have to ask you now. Am I really making a podcast, or am I just jerking off?